Welcome to another Lap of the World how-to video. This series aims to consolidate some of the practical information that you might want to know if you plan to visit a track yourself, as well as picking up some of the details that hit the cutting room floor when I put together the more narrative track feature presentations. In that context, and without further ado, let's explore how-to Nelson Ledges. If you want to hear more about this historic circuit from its heyday in the 1970s to its decline and recent resurgence, check out my track feature video linked above and below. Situated in the Ohio countryside 30 miles east of Cleveland, Nelson Ledges has been open and in continuous operation since 1958, with the current track layout dating to 1962. Hosting both 2- and 4-wheel focused events, Nelson Ledges is a racetrack on the rebound, recently under new management and undergoing continued renovations and improvements. Bear that in mind when I am talking about the current 2021 amenities if you are watching this some years later. I drove Nelson Ledges with auto interests and can give them a solid "would drive with them again" rating. Other car-related organizations that host events here include AER, the BMW Club, Corvette Club, Kreider Racing, the Porsche Club, the Northeast Ohio region of the SCCA, SCCA's Track Night in America program, and Extreme Experience also brings their supercar rental show to town occasionally. If you are of the two-wheeled persuasion, options include Fast Line Track Days, Lean Track Days, N2 Track Days, and WERA. Here's the address to plug into your phone or GPS like a sensible person. There are no particularly special directions needed. The approach roads are 2 lanes, so you might have challenges with some mega baller-sized toter home. Anything less than that should be simple. The cheapest option, camping, is technically a thing at Nelson Ledges for at least some events, although you would be roughing it a bit as of 2021. I suspect that situation may improve, but would advise checking with the track before committing to that option for lodging. Personally, I stayed in a Holiday Inn, not sponsored, in East Warren, Ohio. There are several properties in this area offering good proximity to dining and shopping, leaving only a half-hour drive to the track. The closest lodging, though, is further west in Newton Falls, although options there are more limited. If all else fails, you can still keep a reasonable morning commute staying in Streetsboro to the west. As of my visit in 2021, I did not note any permanent dining facilities on the track grounds. However, Auto Interest, in concert with the track, arranged for a food truck for our event. I gathered it wasn't the first time this has happened, but you should check with your event organizer about food availability on site. If food is not available on site, your nearest options are about 10 minutes away in Garrettsville. There you will find several fast food chains to facilitate a quick lunch. For dinner, though, you might pass those up for some local fare in Garrettsville. I didn't go myself, as I had 600 miles to cover after my last session, but I have it on good authority that Slim and Jumbo's, Sean's Pub, and Garrett's Mill and Brewing Company offer good fare. Nelson Ledges does actually sell fuel at the track in flavors from mild to wild. Outside the track, your options nearby are limited to a couple of gas stations in Garrettsville and Southington respectively. For parts, while there isn't anything super close, you should be able to find anything you need within about a half-hour's drive. If you or your family are looking for things to do in the area, Nelson Ledges Quarry Park is just across the street. In the summer, there you can find essentially an inland beach with areas for swimming and paddling. Also nearby are some trails leading to and around the area's namesake geological feature. Of course, if you venture further afield, Cleveland and the shores of Lake Erie are less than an hour away. As of 2021, Nelson Ledges has the essentials and just enough beyond that to keep things pleasant. The operations barn and race control buildings are the largest structures. The garage, however, is the workhorse for attendees, tripling as event HQ, classroom, and tech shed for auto interests during my visit. The garage and a small pavilion afford some option for shade or shelter, but otherwise the infield is just that, a field. The paddock consists of paved streets and grass parking areas. If you have a particularly low car, pay attention to the transition on and off the asphalt, as some can be severe. As I mentioned earlier, there is a fuel station but no in-house dining situation. The older restroom facilities are functional for their purpose, but currently probably a low light of the facility. It's something the track is aware of and working towards updating. During my visit, they supplemented the old facilities with a mobile restroom trailer that was both nicely finished and air-conditioned. If you're attending as a spectator, I would recommend bringing your own seating as there are no bleachers or stands of any kind. There are various videos available for this. Of course, you can now find my Just the Laps video with some competent rounds. For a legitimately quick take on Nelson ledges, I know Mike Skeen, Andy Hollis, and a few other pro drivers have videos up as well. If you prefer to do your homework virtually, I did find a mod for the original R-Factor sim that still appears to run on modern PC hardware, and it was useful for memorizing the layout, although the sightlines are significantly different from reality. Now on to the track itself. If you would like to see me driving consecutive laps of Nelson ledges, please find my Just the Laps video, a link to which is probably appearing in the upper right corner as I say this. Recently refinished, the track surface at Nelson ledges felt smooth enough with no real bumps to speak of. There is some undulation coming into the braking zone for turn 12 after the kink, but the rest of the track is flat other than deliberate camber. The red and white curbing is friendly insofar as I used it. Less friendly are the runoff areas, which I managed not to use. Any agricultural excursion at Nelson ledges will likely involve a short slide across some grass, followed by an unceremonious bounce off of, onto, or over a large mound of loose tires. The barriers are also on the short list for updating though, so take that critique with a grain of salt and some optimism for the next few years. Now, here's my personal best lap as a way of illustrating the layout. I did come away from Nelson ledges with a few tips. First, I'll reiterate to be careful with any low cars getting on and off the paved infield streets. Check in advance about the food situation at your event so as to be prepared with a meal if there are no food vendors on site. On track, the carousel is one turn to warm up to with its fast entry and tightening radius. Thank you then for watching How To Nelson Ledges. Hopefully this has been helpful to you if you plan to visit this unique and historic facility. Thanks again to Auto Interest for making my own experience there fun and stress-free. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please remember to leave a like, comment with any suggestions, and consider subscribing. Until next time though, I'm Richard, this is Lap the World, and I will see you all in the next video, if not at the track.